And before we begin your reading, I have 2 cards here for you. And I really like what you're pulling here. So from Le Vampire, you have discipline, training, consistency, and practice. The blessing here says that you have the ability to create a program of change and stick to it. And after a period of time, it will transform from painful to pleasurable. The freedom and the strength it affords you far outweighs the pain you experience in the short term. And then working with this card says it's time to lay down a plan to create structure and stick to your commitments. And then on top of that, you pulled growth from chakra wisdom, which I love with discipline because, again, it's like really sticking to the plans that you have set for yourself, but you're also growing through the experience. So growth in the inspiration says that visiting a foreign country may be something that you want to do right now. It may be a time of change, a time for a change of scenery. It's saying to embark on a new enterprise or learn a skill. Most importantly, grow, which is definitely what you're doing in discipline. It's learning a new skill here. But really sticking to what you have set for yourself. And then the personal question for growth is, what have I outgrown? Am I willing to become independent? The key ideas are taking a stand, living your truth, and teaching by example. And then the key words are warrior, peace, and courage. I love it. I think it's perfect for Virgo. Because when you guys really stick to something, you're definitely going to see it all the way through. It's just it may suck right now in the short term, but you're definitely going to grow and learn from the experience. All right, Virgo, here we go. Here is the energy coming through. Change, change. Seeing the tower as a signifier is saying that, some things are going to be coming down. The tower is about having built on a false foundation. Getting rid of all those limiting thoughts and beliefs. But, again, the beauty here is being able to rebuild something so much better than what you had before. But, it signals some shocking events that are going to cause change in your life and then all this crazy shit. But really, when I see the tower, there's a question there. Are you causing the collapse here? Or is this, something that's happening to you? When you look at what you pulled in the oracle cards, I really feel like maybe it's you that is causing this major shift in your life right now. But regardless, things are going to change. But you're going to get rid of all that limiting shit. All that stuff that's holding you back. It's going to come crashing down. But again, you get to rebuild something better there. And in the past, and you guys aren't the only ones, the Five of Pentacles. Seeing that as the past coming through, is showing that there may have been this feeling of like loss and rejection. The Five of Pentacles, it's like, to me when I see it immediately, I think of rejection. Feeling like you're being rejected. There's also that feeling there of, financial loss, but seeing that as the past coming through, it's no wonder why the tower is sitting there. Oh, and in the present, justice. Justice, fairness, and balance. I feel like whatever you went through in the past that's causing this change that's going on in your life right now is going to create some fairness and balance in your life. Justice, immediately when I see that, I think of, making amends for past wrongs, but then also, it's the universe saying that what was done to you will be corrected as well. Man, oh man, but there's definitely going to be a sense of balance out of that feeling of the Five of Pentacles, that feeling of being rejected. Now there's going to be balance and fairness. But again here, you have to make amends for whatever past wrongs you've done as well. But I really feel like looking at it that there's going to be balance out of what you've been through. Man, oh man. Future conditions. The King of Wands. Now, you know, there's two ways for me to see this as future conditions. This could definitely be a fire sign coming through. Now, the King of Wands usually represents Sagittarius, but, you know, this could definitely be any fire sign, but it could be you as well. Future conditions, being wise, being passionate, seeking new adventures. I don't feel like, you know, I don't know, I don't feel like this person is responsible for these feelings of rejection. You know, usually in situations like that, immediately I see pages coming through. But seeing the King of Wands as future conditions, you know, this could be somebody coming through to help you through the rubble and rebuild. You know, the best path to follow, and I love it. Seeing the Three of Wands there to me is saying that, you know, you're going to see the things that you're working for manifest. And what's funny is that the Three of Wands and growth both speak about a change of scenery. The Three of Wands is like the travel card, you know, it's like the minor to the major, which would be the Chariot. But again, being the threes, it's about manifestation. And then seeing the King of Wands sitting there thinking about new adventures, yeah. You may have like a huge change of scenery happening here out of this. It's like, you know, this change is like for the better. I mean, you're getting this fairness and this balance coming through, you know, and it's like leading you to this feeling of being wise and adventurous. But this could also be a person here, because the Three of Wands talks about enterprising too. But, you know, this is watching the proverbial ship come in, right? It's watching the things that you've manifested or that you worked for manifest in front of you. And the thing is, though, with the Three of Wands, you know, you want to make sure that you stay in the present moment, which I feel is where the King of Wands comes in, because with the Three of Wands, it's like if you're constantly focused on what you're trying to manifest in the future, you're always going to be in that place. It's like needing to, you know, be in the present moment too. You know? And again, new scenery happening. In your environment, yeah, I do feel like this is a person coming through, because, I mean, look at it. The Ten of Cups, seeing that in your environment right now is beautiful. Out of this, it's beautiful, because the changes, again, it was like, I almost feel like it's something that you intentionally did, because you knew that what was going on wasn't serving you. Especially with that Five of Pentacles being the past coming through. So, the Ten of Cups, absolute emotional fulfillment, bliss, domestic harmony. It's uplifting. It's so beautiful to see. Happiness. And it may be with a person. That being in your environment is perfect out of the Tower. You know, it's happening for a reason. And I feel like you know that. Which is why discipline is coming in. It's like you're sticking to your commitments here to build something better, because what you had before was shit. You know? And you're working toward that. And you're manifesting it. You know, you could actually be moving. I almost feel like, looking at the Ten of Cups being in your environment, that maybe some of you are making a switch of like family scenery, you know? And that King is involved somewhere. But with the Ten of Cups, again, it's good to see. It's good to see that in your environment. your hopes and your fears, and here is where it really starts to show that, you were the one that decided that this shit needed to come crashing down. Seeing the Eight of Cups and your hopes and your fears, it's about moving on emotionally before we do physically. And the things that you had in your life are not fulfilling you, and you knew that. You know it because of the Tower sitting there, and then the Five of Pentacles being the past coming through. I mean, you're wanting fairness and balance in your life. But, the problem with the Eight of Cups is it's needing to walk away from the things that have emotionally wore you out. Emotionally, you're already done with it, but you have to walk away from it now, which can be difficult. I mean, you built something. You built something here, but it was no good. I mean, and you knew that. And you knew it had to come down. But you have to move away from it now. Again, there's this movement happening. Movement and growth. There's movement. And with the Ten of Cups sitting in your environment, that movement is going to lead you to emotional fulfillment. And it's like with Justice sitting there next to the Tower, knowing that this shit isn't serving your purpose. It's like, no, I need some balance. I need to correct this issue, is what I feel like. But, there's a part of you that's fearing not being able to walk away from the shit that doesn't serve you, And it may have to do with that Five of Pentacles, having that feeling of rejection coming through. It's like you don't want to go through that again. Especially if you have somebody new in your environment, right? But, again, seeing the Three of Wands, there's potential here for you to manifest something so much better than what you had before. That will create this sense of emotional fulfillment. But you gotta stick to it. And that's, the Eight of Cups, that's where discipline comes in. You gotta stick to this. If you're responsible for the crash there, then, you need to stick to the plans that you have set for yourself to build something better, because again, the Three of Wands, there's work here, but, there's also passion and drive to create something so much better. Oh, and the outcome, the Hangman. Man, oh man. So I feel like what happens here is that you end up in this state of like limbo where you don't know what action to take. It's no wonder why the Three of Wands is sitting in your best path to follow. You have potential here to have emotional fulfillment and happiness, and it could be with another person. But, are you willing to move away from what is holding you back? I mean, are you ready to move away from this? You already know it's no good. The Five of Pentacles coming through shows that. But being in that limbo state, the important thing to remember with the Hangman is that, this is about seeing things in a different perspective. That saying where, step into somebody else's shoes, right? But for this situation, I really feel like it's like you needing to set aside your ego here and really look at all different sides of the situation that's going on here. Especially if you have somebody coming through that may have, the potential to be emotionally fulfilling for you. It's just that there's stuff that needs to be dealt with now. I mean, look at it. You have to walk away from the things that aren't serving you, and discipline. Stick to your commitments here. If you're responsible for these things coming down, then you need to stick to the rebuild, and growth. What have you outgrown? Clearly, you have outgrown the shit that does not serve you. You know, and again, I don't feel like that King of Wands is responsible for that feeling of rejection. I feel like this is somebody new. But it's like there's a part of you that's like, meh, you know, I don't know. You know, am I really ready to walk away from this and move into a situation, you know, that has the potential to create emotional bliss, you know? I almost feel like with the Hangman, it's like you're doubting it. You're like needing to see all of it first, which makes perfect sense for Virgo. I mean, you know, you guys, you don't make jump decisions. Like, you need to have all the information first before you do something, especially when it involves people. But what's sitting in your environment right now is fantastic. And again, there's movement here. Like a move into a different situation. It could be with somebody. Okay, love. Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the biggest things for me when it comes to the emotion of love, right? Love for yourself, love for others, because we are all connected. But when it comes to the things that you are manifesting in your life, the most powerful emotion that you can put behind anything is love. It makes it happen even faster. You know, and clearly with the Eight of Cups, there's a loss of love there for what you built. You know, and growth. Growth is saying, what have you outgrown? Clearly you've outgrown the situation. Pay attention to your intuition. Carry that power of love. Transition. There you go. There is where the move comes in. There's going to be this huge transition in your life. For me, when I see this card, it's you transitioning from the old into something new. But, you know, again, there's movement here. There's major movement between growth, the King of Wands, and the Three of Wands. But you have to be willing to walk away from the things that are no longer serving you. Pay attention to your intuition when you're in that state of limbo and looking for that enlightenment on what you need to do here, you know, needing to see things in different perspectives, right? But when you do that, make sure you carry that emotion of love and love for yourself, more importantly. And be open to the possibility that, you know, this transition in your life could lead you to emotional fulfillment. Okay, Virgo, so I feel like you're going to have some huge transitions happening in your life.